being like stuff that's on Signal. You know, Tucker told me that. He said that they found his the government knew that he was going to meet Putin because they read his Signal, and he's like, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, is that the one that they got caught using in the defense chat?
Yeah,
the Signal.
But that was because there was another guy in the Signal chat that I think someone let in the Signal chat on purpose.
Was it on purpose, or do you think it was one of those things where you fuck up and you just like, you know how you'll send something and a predictive text like name comes up and you just hit, like if I'm going to text you and I accidentally J-O and all of a sudden it's Joe DeRosa comes up. Yeah.
Right.
And I just send him.
I've done that before, but this was a giant group of people that are in the Defense Department. How do you include a reporter in that?
That's a terrible mistake.
That doesn't make any sense.
My ex-publicist was bad-mouthing me to somebody, and she actually sent it to me by mistake. I was like,
what did she say about
it? It wasn't
you?
an overt. It was one of those things where we weren't working together anymore, and I was doing Neil Brennan's podcast, and like, you know, blocks where you talk about all these things that blocked, and she sent something about like, oh well, Norton's on 3 blocks already, no shock. It was some comment that was not complimentary, and then it was like, oh sorry, I meant that for him, and I just kind of left it there. I'm like, I got it. I knew you didn't like me. That's why I left you. Your own publicist hates your guts. It's a fucking
publicists can be such a problem,
and
they're so incompatible with people that are wild.
Yes, because all they want to do is they have to paint it in a way that's palatable to everybody. Like, I understand that it's a hard job and you have some fucking asshole who's out trying to get laid.
Especially like a guy like you or someone who says wild things, you know, it's like that's part of the fun of being you.
Yes, but it also comes back, and it's here's where it's negative. I do on YouTube. I have the podcast, and I'm trying to do podcast ads. I never bought ads on YouTube before, but I'm like, it doesn't buy you views. It just puts it like where people will see it, and if they like it, they click on it. Every one of my ads gets shot down. They accused me of election advertising in the United States. I put up an ad. And they said this violates election advertising, and I didn't even know how to respond to that.
What was the ad?
It might have been I had George Santos on, but it was just a funny podcast.
That guy's hilarious.
Dude, he told me how bad Jerry Nadler smelled. Because I asked him who had the worst breath in Congress, and he wouldn't answer, but he told me the worst body odor was Jerry Nadler. It was just funny. This is funny.
He's a character.
He is.
It's just amazing that he was a congressman.
I know. I have a real affection. You know how it is when you meet somebody, it's like they're always more human when you meet them, and it's harder to not like somebody. Sure. Like, I don't agree with Lauren Bobart, but I met her and she couldn't have been nicer. And I'm like, I can't dislike her. She was nice to me. You know?
Right.
So whenever you meet someone, and I had him over, and he was great. He was funny, a sense of humor about himself, and he was shit talking and catty. And I was like, fuck, I love this guy. But they accused me of election advertising. So now so many times I've tried to put ads after, and they continually say it's either shocking content or election advertising.
Oh, they're just targeting you.
They're just targeting me. And it's like, how are you supposed to advertise comedy?
Yeah,
with some profanity in it if it's shocking content.
How is that election? I mean, he's not even running for anything.
And it wasn't a political rally podcast at all. It was just us talking about what happened, and we chatted politics. But I don't push political views on people.
They've got you labeled right wing, which is kind of funny.
Isn't that it? Really is.
It is so funny.
And people don't know what to like. The conservatives. It's so funny. People come see me from Gutfeld because I do Gutfeld a lot, and his people will come see me, and it's just fun when I talk about my wife to watch the joy drain out of their faces.
They
like,
find out it's a trans woman.
Oh, we had no idea. That's not the type of Tucker we like, buddy. They get very. It's a very weird place to be.
Yeah.
People who like my humor don't necessarily like my personal life, and people who like my personal life don't necessarily like my humor. It's a weird. I guess if nobody feels like you're 100% in with them, they don't know what to make of you.
Well, you were saying that about Oliver Anthony, and that I wasn't aware of, that he was getting in trouble apparently right after Richmond, North of Richmond came out, that people were saying he wasn't really conservative.
Yeah, they were giving him shit about saying like, oh, he's not who we thought he was. Meanwhile, he writes this great song, and people love it, and they look at his art, and they love his art, but because he feels a little bit differently, a lot of people turned on him, and it was like, what do you give a shit?
I wasn't even aware of that at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Do you know what the subject was?
I don't remember if he had said something after it, or if they went back and found out things he had said prior, that they felt like his politics didn't line up. It's almost like when they got mad about fucking Dylan Mulvaney. Like, needing to connect to the belief system of somebody who drinks the same beverage is just such fucking psychotic. Thank you. Then again, I've drank piss, so I don't expect a whole lot of people to line up politically and rally behind me with fucking yellow flags. But I just don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't care who believes it, or like I don't care like what the. I mean, I'm a fucking Sabbath fan. I don't give a shit who those guys vote for. It's
Right.
so
stupid,
inconsequential to me.
Well, it's just a symptom of this bizarrely disconnected society where everybody's so separated.
It is, and it's got to be driving you crazy, or maybe you detach from it because you see things. I mean, I know you, so I'll see them say like he's this right wing, and I'm like, you guys don't really know Joe. It's like they don't. To see yourself painted in such a way has got to be at one point frustrating, and then you have to just let it go, right? And just
you got to let it go. But when I mean, the most frustrating thing was seeing it on CNN. I was like, okay, so this thing that I thought was the news forever,
right?
Now I know you're not accurate at all because you're attacking me and you're painting me in this very bizarre light because it's convenient for you.
There is a weird thing, and maybe this is again because I'm in my 50s, and I remember like thinking the news was real and accurate because I remember Walter Cronkite and all that shit, and it's this constant sense of disappointment, like fuck, like they're really not what I like. I'm still an idiot who believes in like the adults and they're going to do the right thing.
Yeah,
and it just constantly is a confirmation that they're liars. They're fucking biased liars.
Yeah, and they're paid to lie. They're just propagandists. That's what the mainstream news is. I mean, there's real news now.
Sure,
you can get the real news from Glenn Greenwald. You can get the real news from Matt Taibbi. There's a few people out there that'll give you unbiased news. But it's so funny, like even them, when they will highlight a very particular thing that maybe Trump did or someone did on the right and everybody attacks them. It's like, do you want them to lie?
Yeah.
Just because you want your team to be infallible? Like, what do you want?
And Glenn Greenwald, I had never heard of him. I don't really follow a lot of like what people are saying. I don't watch debates. But I obviously heard about him when that video came out, and I saw... and I loved how he handled that.
Yeah, he handled it great.
Privacy invasions are so fucking disgusting.
Right.
They're disgusting when they're done to anybody. I don't care how much you hate the guy's guts. But I was like, I don't even know who this guy is, but I like how he addressed that. Like, yeah, it's my private life and tough shit. I like that he handled that. I thought very, very. He took it head on. And
well, John Ronson talked about that in his book. You've been publicly shamed.
Yes.
Like if you're not ashamed, then it doesn't work. And that's the reality of it. And Glenn handled it perfectly. He's not ashamed.
Yeah, or you can't let them see you're ashamed. Because
right.
I wake up just dipped in it. It's the first thing I think of. Good morning, shame.
But you're open about it, though. I mean, that's the thing. It's like they can't really attack you for something you're attacking yourself for.
Yes, if you tell them, like I did something, it's so. I watched my special premiered, and I went into YouTube and I watched it with people as they were watching and just commenting and talking, and this horrible feeling of shame. Even when people are being nice, I can't get away from how embarrassed I am. Like it's almost like if people see you doing something, you're like, "Oh, Jimmy's trying. Look at little Jimmy trying." And I was typing back and everything, but it's so anti what feels good for me to do. Even when people are being nice, I find it horrifying and humiliating. I don't know where that comes from, but I kind of wish I didn't have it.
This episode is brought to you by Visible. Now you know I tend to go down a lot of rabbit holes. I want to know everything about everything. And if you're like that, you need wireless that can keep up. Visible is wireless that lets you live in the know. It's the ultimate wireless hack. You get unlimited data and hotspot, so you're connected on the go. Plus, Visible is powered by Verizon's 5G network, meaning fast speeds and great coverage. And with the new Visible Plus Pro plan, you get premium wireless without the premium cost. And the best part, it's all digital, no stores. You can switch to Visible right from your phone. It only takes about 15 minutes, and then you manage your plan in the app. Ready for wireless that lets you live in the know? Make the switch at visible.com/Rogan. Plans start at $25 a month. For the best features, get the new Visible Plus Pro plan for $45 a month. Terms apply. See visible.com for plan features and network management details. Well, I think everybody hates watching themselves. First of all, because when I watch a comic, I want to watch a comic doing material either that I know and I want to see again. You know, like if I'm watching Shane and he's doing his bit on the Navy SEALs, I want to see it again. Or I just want to see it. You know, I've never seen it develop. I want to see the thing. But when you're doing it, you're aware of everything. You're aware of all the edits you've made. You're aware of all the different ways you've done it.
Yeah.
You're aware of when you're trying to sell it a little too much and you're not in the moment. You know, like there's all the grossness that you see that other people aren't going to see. Where you're like, ew.
It's fucking.
I hate watching myself.
Dude, it was so
Fucking hate
hard. It was so hard not to just attack myself in the chat. Like, all I wanted to do was watch it and go, this fucking boo sucks.
Boo.
But I'm like, nice blinking 56-year-old. But I didn't do it. I'm like, don't be a fucking. I think it was Jay Okerson was doing something, and he did his special, and he shot it at Skankfest one year. And I think Lewis took him out, and they were looking at the stage before. And I was one of those guys, like, you know, Jay is just like, oh, he's a fucking, fuck it. I think Lewis goes, you know, sometimes I know we're like that, but you just got to enjoy it. Like, once, and I thought of that. I'm like, sometimes just enjoy things are going okay.
Yeah.
You're happy with what you did. I love the special. I love the material. Don't put yourself in a position where you're like, you fucking suck. Like, it doesn't have to be that way.
Just put it out there and walk away from it. Leave it alone. Let people decide what they
Yes.
decide. And if you don't like it, you just work on the next one and make sure that you don't make the same mistakes twice.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you can do.
But I spent a lot of time, like, I wouldn't, I don't think I've ever loved anything as I put it out. This I like more, but the older you get, the better you get. So it's like a little easier now than it was.
Yeah.
The first Tonight Show I did was 2004. And I was out in L.A., and there was my buddy Joey Silvera, who worked for Evil Angel and would film a lot of the greatest porn. Joey was you'd recognize him if you saw him. He was in old movies. So I went to his house to watch my first Tonight Show with another guy, this other guy, Brandon Iron. And I went into the basement while they watched upstairs. I couldn't watch it in front of other people.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It was just, and it's not to be because I think I'm an artist. It's just humiliating. It's
right.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people, I'm like, go ahead, are you going to laugh? Like, I don't want people to feel pressure to laugh.
Right.
Because I'm around.
It's weird. It's weird watching yourself.
Some guys can do it, though.
Yeah, they're psychos.
They are fucking psychopaths.
They're probably not healthy.
Oh, my God, dude. Do you know what mental illness you need to sit someone down next to you when your special's playing?
How about people that want you to watch their thing and they want to sit there with you? Like, hey, watch this. And you're like, I don't want to watch this.
It puts you in a weird. If I do an acting role, I don't love acting, which is great because nobody loves when I do it. So it works out nicely. But if I do something I like, I have to see it first, and I have to watch it and go, okay, I'm not embarrassed by this. I can go and watch it in a premiere. Like, you know what I mean? Like but I have to see it first to know if I'm going to feel humiliated. The Irishman I didn't see first. Obviously, Scorsese's not going to send me a fucking cut. And I didn't know I made it until, like, literally the night before. But that was different because I'm like, I don't care how, whatever. It was a stand-up performance. So
Right.
a little bit easier than acting. It's humiliating.
Yeah, it's gross. I don't like any of it. When I've been in a couple movies, I've refused to go to the red carpet. I sneak in through the back. I'm like, they were like, I want you to walk the red carpet. I'm like, nope.
Is it because you don't like? Because everyone would talk to you. I'm afraid no one's going to talk to me on the red carpet. Like it's. Do you know how embarrassing it is when you hear that person who walks you through in the front and like you're standing there ready for your moment and you hear her going, oh, Jim Norton. And then you'll hear a second, and then she goes, Jim Norton, he's a comedian. And I was like, oh, fuck, they have no idea who I am. It's just humiliating. So I don't like doing it, man. But
I just don't like the attention. I don't like standing there while they take pictures. Just standing there, just looking around. Look at me, Joe. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah. Over here.
Some people love it.
Yeah.
Actresses love it. They pose. They like give you their good side.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Give you a little bit of practice in the mirror. Ugh.
But I almost understand. I have more tolerance for actors who love it because even though they're as big of attention idiots as we are, they don't get the constant feedback. Like for them, it's their night of feedback.
Right. Right.
Whereas with us, we're like, I mean, I've been on a run for like 4 nights. Before I came here, actually, at the Cellar, I had 4 like shit nights in a row. Just, all the material I'm doing now is new, so it's like I'm trying this. And, it just feels like you're Frankensteining it. It's not there yet. But I know I'm going to have another night and another night. And that comes and goes quickly. But actors, they have like one night to stand there and smile, and then they just get attacked in the comments or in the reviews. So I'm a little more tolerant of them than comedians because comedians who love that, it's like, how much fucking attention do you need, dude?
Yeah.
You constantly get feedback.
Yeah, you should be shying away from feedback. Too much feedback is bad for you.
Dude,
I really believe that.
100%. And I stopped reading Twitter comments. Occasionally I'll do it now. And it wasn't just to say I wasn't reading them. It was because even positive feedback, I'm like, you needy fuck. How much, how many taps on the shoulder do you need? How many hey, good job, Jim, or you suck, Jim? Like, how much interaction from people do you need? It's not normal. It's not healthy.
I stopped reading almost everything, even stuff that's not me. And I stopped a couple of weeks ago. I just stopped going on social media. I will occasionally, if someone sends me something funny, I'll watch it. But then I get off my phone right away. And I think on my new phone number that I'm going to get, I'm not going to have any social media. I'm just going to keep my old phone number and only use that for social media. I just don't think it's good for you.
It's not. And although there's times like my algorithm, I'm obsessed with, I think we talked about just Japanese hornets and a lot of MMA. Like my algorithm is healthier now than it would be. There's still a few things that will pop up that, show what I've been looking at. Like if my wife is next to me, she'll see what I'm looking at. I'm like, well, no, it's just, you know how it is.
Yeah.
You go down the rabbit hole you probably shouldn't go down. But it's not as unhealthy as it would have been at one point. Like a lot of it is just MMA stuff and animals and nice shit.
Yeah, I get a lot of that. A lot of it is people getting knocked out.
You like the knocked out? I like watching jujitsu tips because then I'll bring them in and ask the guy to show me like how do you. Is it possible to do this? And he'll kind of show me, and I'll just forget it. But it's fun.
Yeah, I've got a lot of that too. But I just think it's a giant waste of time. And it's also, your brain needs time to just think. And you need time to just be in your own head and think about your own thoughts and trying to formulate them properly. Really, get an understanding. Why do I think this way? What is it about this that I've decided is correct?
Right.
And roll it around. And when you're constantly looking at other people's thoughts, I just don't think it gives you much time for that.
That's exactly it. Why do I think what I think?
Yeah.
Hitchens did a great speech. It was in Toronto about free speech. And one of the things he was talking about is when somebody says something that you don't agree with. I think the example he gave was Holocaust denial. He goes, you have to protect that person's speech because if nothing else, it makes you examine, okay, well, how do I know what I know?
Yes.
How do I know other than someone told me? You have to kind of examine how you come to your own conclusions. And I do that a lot. Like in the shower, I'll just kind of stand there. It's really, we all have a weird showering method. I just kind of stand there with my hands like this. It's bizarre. It's like womb-like. And I just stand there and I think, or I go through arguments, or I go through conversations or debates. And that's the one time I really get to think during the day where I don't let anything else interfere. But being off social media is probably a lot healthier. Just, again, it's other people's thoughts. I don't care what people think. I don't know why I read it.
Well, I care what people think, but I don't care enough to have that intervene and invade my thoughts all day long. I mean, I'm fascinated by people, but I like to talk to them for real, like this.
Yeah.
This is because I think that's also having a podcast and having what I think is the best way to communicate with people and to be able to be so lucky to be able to do it all the time. I think I get plenty of other people's input.
Right. And you get the real opinions and you get you sense up in a room with a person. Again, it's harder to dislike or to caricature somebody when you've met them and when you've actually sat with them. It's like, nah, I know this person. I kind of felt their energy, and it's like, yeah, they're just a regular person. It's easy when you look at somebody to hate their guts. And I've bashed a few people. It was always so embarrassing. We would do Jocktober. And O&A never went into other people's studios, but I would. And I'd be on the road, and it was I was in Boston with Kenny one time. He's like, they're having you in, but you Jocktobered them. And I was like, So I went in, and, you just go, they're like, yeah, you really, and I'm like, yeah, man, it was just something we do. But you face it, and you realize, they're nice guys. It was just, it's a dumb radio show. I had fun. And I've actually become friendly with a couple of guys who we used to attack. But you only get that through meeting somebody and actually talking to them one-on-one.
The worst is when you meet someone and you have a conversation with them and you're cool. You think, oh, we're good. And then they'll go and talk shit about you somewhere else and completely mischaracterize you.
Have you had that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've had that. Yeah, that's embarrassing. It's sad.
It feels bad.
Yeah, well, it's just like okay. Well, I'll never talk to you again because I know that you do this now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's also like, why are you doing that? Generally, it's when I had a conversation with them and it didn't go well for them.
Right.
So then they just harbor that thing, and then they just fucking stew it in their head, and then they just mischaracterize you and try to twist you around because they're trying to win this argument they already lost.
Yes.
You know, it's like, when you get in an argument, you didn't have anything to say, and then you're in the shower, you're like, I should have said this.
Yeah.
I should have said that.
Yeah.
Well, they're just doing that, and they're just going and doing that on another podcast.
Yes, relitigating
Yes.
what the jury has already come in on. Yes.
Yes.
And it's human instinct to do. I also